Dear parishioners and friends of St. Aidan's, as you can see, I'm here by the statue of St. Aidan, and there's this very special reason for that. The feast day of St. Aidan is coming up. Every year I've been trying to celebrate it, to promote it, and this year we're gonna make it big. It's gonna be a big celebration. In addition to our morning 9 a.m. Mass, we're gonna have a Mass in the evening at 7:30 p.m. followed by a reception. This is taking place on Monday, August 31st. That's the feast day of St. Aidan. So after the Mass, we'll have a reception, all kinds of goodies. Everybody's invited and encouraged to participate, to come out. The more of you, the merrier, the better. And I just wanted to mention that when we honor the patron of a parish, so in other words, on the patronal feast day of the parish, when you come to church, you can gain an indulgence. The usual requirements need to be there to gain a plenary indulgence. You need to receive Holy Communion, so you need to come to Mass, go to confession some period before, sometime before or after. It could be 20 days before, 20 days after, any time within that time period to do the required act, which is to come to that church, to the patronal church on the feast day of that saint for the church is named after. And you need to pray for the Holy Father's intentions, and you need to be detached from all sin, including venial sin. If you meet all those criteria, you gain a plenary indulgence. Otherwise, it's just a partial indulgence. So all kinds of spiritual blessings that you will receive. And the more that we honor the saints, and in particular, like our patronal saint, St. Aidan, the more that he will do for us, the more that he will intercede for us, especially if there's more of us praying. The more of us that are praying to St. Aidan and honoring him, the more he will honor us, the more he will bless our parish. In other words, he will obtain the blessings of God for our parish. He will intercede on our behalf. So I encourage you to come out and to celebrate with us, whether it's in the morning or in the evening, but especially in the evening. As I mentioned, we're going to have a wonderful reception after the evening Mass. The Mass will be at 7:30 p.m. So we hope that you can join us. We hope that you can honor St. Aidan. And we also need to imitate the saints. So the saints try to imitate Christ. We should all imitate Christ, of course, but the saints show us how to do it. When it comes to St. Aidan, as you know, he was sent to northern England to re-evangelize the area. So Christianity had been established, but it basically, kind of got lost. People lost the faith, they stopped practicing. So he was sent there. Others were sent before him, and they were not successful. St. Aidan and his company were very, very successful. And part of the reason was because St. Aidan was so humble. And, he was a bishop, but he wouldn't ride a horse. He would walk from place to place, partially out of humility, partially out of his poverty, but also because he wanted to encounter people on the road. And even if he saw some farmer out in the fields, he would go out of his way to greet them, to speak to them, and to speak to them about God. And by doing this, he led people back to the ways of God. And whenever people gave him donations, he would just give it to the poor. So he was a wonderful example of saintliness. And we need to imitate him, especially in regards to trying to evangelize, trying to re-evangelize our culture. I'm sure we all know fallen away Catholics or people just who haven't heard about the faith. We need someone like St. Aidan to go out to interact with them. And the ideal is that it's you and I who do that. And so let us ask St. Aidan to intercede on our behalf, to intercede on our behalf of our parish, but to bless our parish, not just our parish church, but the parish boundaries. And in fact, all of Toronto or all of Canada, we could say the entire world. But we need this greater zeal in trying to evangelize, to spread the word of God. So come out and celebrate with us, and hopefully you will be inspired by the zeal of St. Aidan, and you will imitate his zeal and bring others to Christ and receive a heavenly reward for yourselves.